Good morning, my YouTube viewers. In this video, we're going to do an AP test, and we're going to check on the average amount of time that somebody spends on a website. And so basically, on this AP test, what we're going to do is we're going to write a program in Python to conduct the AP test. And so basically, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to import the libraries that we're going to need to run the program, because you need the functions inside the libraries to actually execute the program. So the first library that we're going to import is NumPy as NP, which is a numerical library, and it creates NumPy arrays. The second library that we're going to import is matplotlib.pyplot as PLT, which is a visualization library. And the third library that we're going to import is from scipy.stats. We're going to import ttest.ind. So basically, scipy is a scientific module in scientific library in Python, and stats is a statistical module in scipy, and ttest_ind is the test that we're going to perform. So after we've imported the libraries, then what we're going to do is we're going to simulate the data for the time spent on a web page for A/B testing. And the first thing we want to do is set the seed. And the reason why you set the seed is so every time you run the program, it will initialize the variables to the same values, and so it will run the same way every time you run it. So that's why you set the seed. And you set the seed by typing np.random.seed, and you can type any number you want inside the brackets. And then now we're going to define the variable total visitors, which is 200. So that means 200 people are going to visit the website. And so basically, Group A is the control group, and it's a plain text article. So Group A visitors equals total visitors floor 2, so that's going to be 100. And Group A time equals np.random.normal brackets 2, 0.5, Group A visitors. And so normal means it's a normal distribution, the 2 means it's the mean, and the 0.5 is the standard deviation, and the Group A visitors is 100. And then we've got Group B, which is an article with images and interactive elements, and this is the variant group. So Group B visitors equals total visitors floor 2, and so that's actually 100 visitors. Group B time equals np.random.normal brackets 3, 0.7, Group B visitors. So 3 is your mean, and 0.7 is your standard deviation, and Group B visitors is the number of sample size. So now we're going to perform an independent t-test. So an independent t-test means that the two samples are not related to each other, and that's when you would perform an independent t-test. So tstat, p-value equals ttest_ind brackets Group A time, Group B time. And now we're going to print the test results. So we're going to print A/B test results. We're going to print Group A results with the mean and minutes, Group B results with the mean and minutes. We're going to print the t-statistic, and we're going to print the p-value. So we're going to go down to the bottom of the cell. So the Group A average is 1.95 minutes, whereas we set it up for 2 minutes. And Group B average is 3.02 minutes, where we set it up for 3 minutes. A t-statistic is negative 13.222, and the p-value is 0. So since the p-value is less than 0.05, that means that the null hypothesis is going to be rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted. So the result is difference in time spent is statistically significant. Because the null hypothesis would be there's no difference, there's no significance between the two samples. And an alternate hypothesis is there is a significant difference between the two samples. So now we're going to just go through the code and check the p-value. If the p-value is less than 0.05, print result, the difference in time spent is significantly different. So now what we're going to do is we're going to visualize our data. So labels equals group A, plain text, comma, group B, enhanced article. Means equals np.mean group A time, comma, np.mean group P time. And standard deviation equals np.std group A time and np.std group B time. And so we're going to make a bar plot to plot the results. So plt.figure brackets fixed size equals 6, 4, plt.bar brackets labels, and that's 2, brackets means, comma, brackets YERR equals standard deviation, comma, color equals blue and orange, comma, alpha equals 0.75, comma, cap size equals 10. The title equals average time spent on web page, plain text versus enhanced article. X label is web page version. Y label is average time in minutes. And the grid is axis equals Y, comma, line style equals dash, comma, alpha equals 0.7. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to put a piece of code in there to annotate the bars, annotate the percentages or the values on the bars. So then plt.type layout and plt.show. So you can see here that we've got the graph, the average time spent on web page, plain text versus enhanced text. So plain text, the average time spent is 1.95 minutes, which is what we have already calculated, and the enhanced article is 3.02 minutes. So that means that the website developers are going to want to use the enhanced website because people are going to stay on that website longer than they would a plain text website. So, and that means that, and we've also done the hypothesis test where the null hypothesis was rejected and the alternate hypothesis was accepted. And so we know that the people developing the website would want to have an enhanced article because people would stay on the website longer. So that concludes this video. The next video will be talking about another A/B test, and I hope that you decide to watch it.